Hello students, I welcome you all to the second lecture of the video tutorial series on synchronous generators. Today we will be discussing about the excitation system of alternators. The excitation system is required to provide the necessary field current to the winding of a synchronous machine. The availability of excitation at all time is of most importance. The main requirement of an excitation system are reliability under all condition of services, simplicity of control, ease of maintenance, stability and fast transient response. The amount of excitation required depend on the load current, load power factor and speed of the machine. These 3 points we should keep in our mind that excitation amount of excitation required is depend on the load current, load power factor and speed of the machine. An excitation system may be individual one in which each alternator is provided with its own exciter or a centralized excitation system where two or more excitation feeding a bus to which field system of all alternators are connected. But the centralized excitation system are not reliable as fault in the excitation system may affect all the alternator connected with that particular bus. So individual excitation system are more reliable than centralized excitation system. Now we can broadly classify excitation system in three parts: the DC excitation system, the AC excitation system and the static excitation system. Now AC excitation system can further be classified as rotating thyristor exciter and brushless excitation system. In this video we will be discussing on DC excitation system, AC excitation system, in which we will discuss about the brushless excitation and the static excitation system. So first let us start our discussion with a DC excitation system for synchronous generators. So here we can see the block diagram for a DC excitation system. In this is an old and conventional method for excitation of alternator fields. In this method, three machines, namely the pilot exciter, the main exciter and the main alternators are employed. Now, the pilot exciter, as it is clear from the figure, is a shunt-tone DC generator, and the main exciter is a separately excited DC generator. So, the supply from the pilot exciter is given to the field of the main field exciter, and the supply from the main exciter, which is a separately excited DC generator, is directly fed to the armature winding through slip ring and brushes. But this conventional method of excitation suffer from cooling and maintenance problem due to association of slip ring and brushes. So other method of excitation are developed. The next method of excitation is the static excitation system for synchronous generator. So this figure shows the static excitation system for a synchronous generator. Now in a static excitation system, the power to the field winding of the alternator is taken from the output terminal of the alternator. For this purpose, the three-phase output from the alternator is fed to a three-phase step-down transformer called TR, and the step-down output from the TR is given to a thyristor bridge. The purpose of this thyristor bridge is to convert the three-phase alternating voltage into a controlled DC supply. Now this thyristor, firing of this thyristor is controlled by a regulator which picks up signal from the output terminal of the alternator through current transformer and potential transformers. As we know from our earlier discussion that amount of excitation depend on the load current, load power factor and speed of the machine. Now this controlled DC output from the thyristor bridge is given to the field winding of the alternator through slip ring and brushes. Now a question may arise in your mind that if we use the output power of the alternator to excite the field winding, so how come we will start the alternator, because at that time there would be no voltage built up across the output terminal of the alternator. To solve that problem, a battery bank is provided at the starting of the alternator. When alternator is started, the field winding is energized through a battery bank, and when the alternator picks up its rated speed and voltage is built up across the output terminal of the alternator, then the battery bank is disconnected from the field winding and the field winding is connected to the thyristor bridge, which gives the required amount of excitation current. So this is the process of working of a static excitation. Now let us have a look on the advantages of static excitation system. This static excitation system has two main advantages. First one is the excitation system with the use of reliable and high power SCRs is simple in design and provide fast response characteristics as needed in modern power system. The second one is, since there is no separate rotating type exciter, the system is free from friction, windage and commutator losses occur in the exciter. This makes the system more efficient and reduces the maintenance. So this is all about the static excitation system. Now let us discuss about the brushless excitation system for the generator. As it is clear from the name itself, this excitation system does not employ any brush or slip ring for the method of excitation, for giving the required amount of excitation current to the field winding. So in this method, three machine, the pilot exciter, the main exciter and the silicon bridge rectifier are run by the same main shaft of the prime mover. Now the pilot exciter is a permanent magnet alternator with its field on the rotor and armature on the stator. The main exciter is also a three-phase alternator having the armature on the rotor and the field on the stator. So the output from the pilot exciter, three-phase AC output, is fed to the thyristor control bridge which is on the floor. The controlled DC output from this thyristor is given to the main exciter. The firing of this thyristor is controlled again with the help of regulator, which picks up power from the alternator output terminals with the help of CT and PT. Now this controlled output is given to the main exciter, which has armature on the field winding on the stator. So the main exciter three-phase power from the main exciter is fed to a silicon bridge rectifier which is mounted on the same shaft, and this shaft is hollow. So through with the help of the hollow shaft, the three-phase power from the armature main exciter is fed to the silicon bridge rectifier, which again convert the AC to a controlled amount of DC power, which is again fed through with the help of this hollow shaft to directly to the armature field winding without the employment of slip ring and brushes. No slip ring and brushes are used in this process. So as we control the output of this thyristor control bridge with the help of regulator which picks up the power from the output terminal, so this thyristor control bridge control the DC current for the main exciter field, and which eventually governs the output terminal voltage of the alternator. In case of turbo generator, as the field current is very high, approximately in a range of 10 kiloampere, the brush gear design become very complicated, so brushless excitation is only promising solution for feeding the field winding of large turbo generators. So this is all about the excitation system of a three-phase alternator. In the next video, we will discuss about the armature winding and different winding factors of alternator.